Yeah.
Brilliant. That was real music.
Ah, yeah. We knew how to do music back in the day.
Do you know music? We know how to
Music.
do it.
We knew that.
We do know how to do our music. Can someone check that the stream's live? Play.
We are live. I just had a little look, and we are.
We're,
in fact,
we're live. Hello,
Well,
everyone.
hi, internet.
I don't think there's anyone
Nice to
there
see you.
yet. Literally just
We're back.
From our fortnight hiatus.
I hate us.
I hate
It's
us. That was a Freudian slip. That
seems
was.
to have been longer than a fortnight.
It feels longer, but it's because we had like a fortnight off, and then we had like one or two beforehand. And we had one before, then we'd had more time off.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why.
We are notoriously. We are consistent in our inconsistency.
Yeah.
Fact.
Go.
We are fickle in our scheduling.
I'm called Adam.
Hello, Adam.
I'm just. I should probably get the stream up so I can chat to people when needs be.
Might be an idea, Adam. Yeah.
Also, it boosts our viewing figures.
Rude but fair.
Yay!
Yay!
I watched the YouTube clip that I put up from a few weeks back of Mikey's war with Tunnocks.
No.
And it still makes me laugh.
I've got content. Free Tunnocks.
Tunnocks-based content incoming.
All I'm saying is I've had a birthday, so I'm good. Just,
I've got a serious question we can talk about later on as well, like genuinely serious. Thunderbirds or Captain Scarlet?
It's content, Adam. It's content. Hold fire.
We can't start the content for another 3 minutes, but I'm going to spend that 3 minutes interrogating my feelings about it. Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was just dropping it out there as a thing that could be put onto a list.
I feel you're influencing us doing that.
Well, I was trying to remember what the theme tune was because I was like, surely Captain Scarlet's got the best theme, but actually no, because it's not really a proper theme, is it? Because the whole start is like, this is the voice of the Mr. Ons.
Yeah, but
and there's that whole bit.
There also a whole bit about Captain Scarlet.
Captain Scarlet.
Look, folks, this sounds suspiciously like content to me.
Content.
yeah.
We've got 2 minutes before content.
John T's put through
All
another
I'll
suggestion.
say is my silence should
I'm not
speak
getting
1,000
the chat
words
working.
during this. Because
John T's proposed Stingray. We'll
Thunderbirds.
get to it later, John T. We'll
Yes,
get to it later.
John T, that sounds like content.
Yay, Stingray. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Why is this called Stories from the Smoke Room Prawn Toast?
We're going to find out, aren't we?
someone's not been looking at the group chat this
no,
week.
yeah,
This is my
someone
question.
hasn't been.
You off point.
Someone has not been reading the group chat.
I did the pre-reading, but
I've had a
drink since
birthday,
then.
Adam Unwin.
Michael, that sounds like
I'm older
content.
now.
That sounds like content.
Before
No, what-
before we are allowed to start content, can I just throw in it's linked that I've started binging She-Ra and the Princesses of Power this week, and it's
Nice.
fucking brilliant. Can recommend. You're like, oh, a kid's cartoon? No, there's nothing in it that's for kids. It's for us, people who remember He-Man.
Yes, I was going to say that was He-Man, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this is the new version on Netflix,
Oh,
and it's great.
John T has suggested that we fill time by expressing solidarity with large-scale industrial action.
Yes.
Expressing solidarity with large-scale industrial
There
action
is power
is
in
very
the
much something we will do, but it sounds like content.
No, it's 7:30. We can do content now.
We can do. Hold on. Have I done the animation
Oh,
yet?
sorry.
No,
We've not.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. When it
I'm
happens.
ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it right now.
There you go.
Wait. There it is. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
in
Can we
Beautiful.
express solidarity with large-scale
Beautiful.
industrial action? Yes, we
Yes.
can. Yes.
Yes.
And
I
we
joined
do.
the union this week.
There's power in a union. I'm in a union.
hold on. How long have you had this job?
I also, Minnie.
No. Whoa, Tiger. Adam Unwin, how long have you had this job?
Few months.
January.
And you've only just joined the union.
Well, no, because okay, so let me explain.
Adam Unwin, you join the union before you find out where the bogs are.
No, let me explain. First things first, because it's a weird one. Because when I was at AAC, we were encouraged, we were told we could join UCU. We can't. I wasn't a teacher. But we were encouraged to join UCU. And so I was like, I'm not going to join UCU. Why the hell would I join UCU?
It's not appropriate for your profession.
I'm not appropriate. So I just couldn't be asked. And then
that's how they get you, Adam. That's how they get you.
With everything going on.
Next thing you know, Adam, the prices have gone up in the staff canteen and you've got to work overtime. And then who are you blaming then, Adam? Someone else.
With everything going on currently, this week I joined Unite. And it's also less because of where I'm currently am, but because I'm going into the private sector soon. Because I'm currently sat in the beautiful third sector, all cuddly and warm in my lovely cozy blanket made of sort of foreign money. But I'm going into the private sector, and so I was like, I'll get a sweet little £20 a month to Unite, and I'll bish bash bosh use their legal fees when I have to.
Also, Unite came out in favour of trans people this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice.
On that note,
Unite.
Hannah Platts, would you?
Hello, David Pitt.
Would you like to tell everyone about your new word or your new phrase for gender non-conformity?
Oh, you've seen my tweet, David.
This was amazing. If you haven't seen this tweet, it was amazing.
Yeah, well, it was just how my brain works. So, I was performing in Penley Park in Penzance yesterday.
What a fun name. Bounces chipping me off the tongue.
Penley Park.
Penley
It's
Park.
very nice. If you're ever in Penzance, head on down to Penley Park. It's very pleasant.
Almost sounds like it was written by Gilbert O'Sullivan himself.
Yeah, I think they do
Gilbert
have.
and Sullivan.
I think they do have that
John's
on there.
just put
They're all hands.
Tory.
Okay, Jonathan.
I mean,
I was doing a show for children, for little children, teaching them about science. That's not what Tories do. They don't want to teach people stuff. And my character in the show, fun fact, was written as non-binary. So I got to play an actual non-binary character for a change rather than misgendering myself. So that was nice. No, we were in the park and it's like it's like a public park. There's some like tennis courts and there's a little housey thing and there's like some trees and stuff. And someone said to me, someone said to me, where are the toilets? And I said, oh, they're just down the path and then it's the building on the right with the green door. And they said, oh, are they for anyone? And I going to say, yes, they're unisex, went, yeah, they're pick and mix. And so now, and then I was like, holy shit, if I can describe myself in any way, it's pick and mix. So that's how.
I think my wife is now describing herself as pick and mix. So I'm like, yeah. I'm absolutely.
Because you can just have the bits you like. You can pick. You're like jelly snake. Yes, please.
Jelly snake is the best one.
Yeah.
Hi, H is in the
Strawberries.
So yes.
So that's how I'm identifying from now on. I'm pick and mix.
Pick and mix.
I'm basically Bertie Bassett, and you can all. Just deal with it.
I think the problem is we need it to get wider adoption because you're going to put that on your Twitter handle. You're going to put H Platts, pick and mix. And people won't understand. They'll be like, what?
They'll be like, did you work for Woolworths and you've never got over it? Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm non-binary. There you go, you see.
Yeah. I'm pick and mix.
Pick and mix.
Right. We've started. Go on, Mike.
Before we officially start,
we have officially started, Mike. That sounded like content to me.
Excellent. Well, then, can I just say I'm disappointed in the four of you. To be quite honest,
there's only three of us.
Are you including yourself?
Did you see a square on the screen? And all of this.
That is exactly that. But anyway, it's not the point. What I was trying to say. Can you notice anything different about my sort of aesthetic and surroundings?
I like it that you look like you've been shot by J.J. Abrams.
Yes,
because of the lens flare. Hello.
The lens flare is beautiful, Mike.
It makes you like a god.
You look more zoomed in than normal because we can't see Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Would you say perhaps I was maybe clearer?
I would say that, Mike. I would say that.
A bit more glorious.
Why would
Have you been washing more?
You look like the motion blur has been turned off.
The problem you've got, Mike, is the sun is blasting in through your window.
It is. But I do sort of feel like Timothy Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name. All I need to do now is parade around the room topless and do something really questionable with a peach. But I won't because the internet.
Terms of service.
I think you will, Mike.
I'm not sure I've got the confidence to pull it off.
Or the peach.
Yes, I would be clearer because why? Because I've had a new webcam.
Ooh. Because last Monday was Michael's birthday.
Last Monday was Mike. Happy birthday for last Monday, Mike.
Thank you very much. I'll finally reach that age where I'm getting more presents that provide function than I am genuine indoor things. Which is lovely because I can get a webcam. And it's not just a webcam. I've also got the choice of it whether I want it on a tripod or clicked on the computer.
And so can we guess, Mike? Can we guess whether you're on the tripod or on the computer? Give us a clue by riding your wheelchair into your desk.
No.
No. What we can do is we'll wait for about 15 minutes where he gets the hiccup giggles, and he does this on his desk and things move.
It's not going to happen. Do you know why?
Because it's normally Steph that sets you off.
This one doesn't balance like it's on Takeshi's Castle of webcams.
It's on what? Sorry.
This one, Takeshi's Castle of webcams. This one has got a proper clip on it.
That's magic.
Oh my god! Because I mean,
it sort of goes around. It's snug.
Even mine's just balancing on top of my laptop. You've actually got one with a clip.
You see,
fancy devil.
God, this is just
special times. We're living in the future.
On that note, if you're wondering where Steph is, she's busy.
Here's the tiny tripod.
Oh, look at it! It's so small.
No. It's on his leg. There's me dad. Look, say hello, Dad.
What
Hi,
a legend, right there. What a man. Yeah.
Hey.
Look at him.
Oh, there's
a stallion.
There's his three friends.
Absolute stallion.
So, Mikey, do you want to explain what was happening when I came onto the call?
Well, what? So
no, did I miss content?
So, me dad. So I just sort of loaded up the Google Meet ready to go. And
all the video conferencing applications
are available.
Obviously. Or imagine if we had to say that for reals because we were sponsored.
Terms and conditions apply.
In pink.
Google could throw us £1 million and they wouldn't notice.
I mean, this is very true. So I'll often sort of wait, and it's sort of that weird period where like no one's on yet, and you just get the spinny ring of death.
Oh no!
Where I never know if no one's on or it's just my internet fucking up. But this week it was because no one was on and it was just me, and it was quite weird because I was just staring at myself. thinking, how floppy my hair gets when I have an evening shower, like I just have, just to plant that thought in your mind. And Dad came past and was like, "Oh, look at him, Billy Nobanks." And so immediately, I messaged Dave and was like, "Can someone hurry up, please?" I messaged the group chat. Yeah, someone hurry up, please.
Dad's taking the piss
My
out
dad's
of me.
calling me. Because Dad's calling me Billy Nobanks.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh,
You
wait
learn
for
your name
friend."
by now.
And literally, as I pressed send, like I was mid-message, I heard Dave go, Mike. I thought, shit, my phone's alive. What's happening? My phone wasn't alive. It was just Dave coming on to Google Meets, ready to do the stream. So, yeah, it's been a hectic.
It's already been a roller coaster. Only 10 minutes in.
But, yeah, we move.
Content.
We move.
Hello,
We move.
Rachel.
Content.
Rachel's in the chat.
Hello,
Hi,
Rachel. Have your face.
Oh, also, I wanted to
How are
flag
you?
up in the chat. Hannah said, when I said to Hannah, like, oh, it turns out my gender's pick and mix now. She was like, mine's a tin of Quality Street, but it's all the creams.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
A
strawberry
bold
creams?
choice because I'm not a fan of the creams in a Quality Street.
The strawberry creams?
No.
I'm sorry.
Which
Don't
creams?
like them. What?
Which creams? Like the strawberry ones?
Yeah, all of
Orange
them.
cream.
Oh no.
Yeah. Strawberry,
Oh, no.
orange, all the creams.
I'm glad I've moved out.
Yeah, but no, that's good because then you get half the tin each
But you
because
think you know
they want
someone.
the creams.
They want
Yeah.
the creams.
Yeah.
Not a fan of
And
that.
I like the triangle. That's why Christmas is going to be
I like
wonderful.
triangles too.
Yeah.
I was always a bit
I am a
freaked out
triangle.
with that. I can't believe how busy our chat is.
Oh my God, Rachel's talking about biting the bottom off a strawberry cream and one off an orange cream and sandwiching them together for some kind of fruity.
That sounds,
Rachel
and I'm
Wheeler,
going to
that-
be honest here, fucking
that-
off.
It's made my tongue shrink.
That
I'm
is
not a
doing,
fan of the creams.
that is doing my cerebral palsy head in. Like, what? How? Like,
Normally, I'm a big fan of combining
can't-
foods in weird ways, but
like
I'm a huge fan of that.
that
Yeah, big
thought
fan.
alone is sending my left hand into a spasm.
no.
That's how stressful it is to me.
No, I want some Quality Street now. I've got to get on that shit. I really want to try that.
I really want some chocolate.
I opened some gully and shells.
Ooh,
Gully and shells.
fancy.
An hour before I had my tea, so that's the sort of
Love 'em.
rebel I am at 31.
That is the, like, you wanted to get, you're like, I'm looking for chocolates, but I don't want to pay cheap, but I feel I deserve fancy chocolates.
But I can't
But I
go
don't
to
wanna go to-
Thornton's. Yeah,
I don't want to go
Thornton's
to a
is good.
specific chocolate place.
It's
Ooh,
that or Ferrero Rocher,
Right.
because
I'm sorry.
And also,
then you can be like the ambassador spoiling us.
for about 16 chocolates that taste exactly the same, I can't believe how pleasurable they still are. After
There's a very good
years and
texture
years.
to a
Yeah, just like,
seashell.
Jonty's
What?
warm
bigging up the
cuddle.
white chocolate Toblerone.
Everyone
Oh.
should like,
Nice.
Toblerone
Although-
is the best.
although say, always end up cutting the roof of your mouth. They're like the chocolate equivalent of golden nuggets. Just like have this
I've not-
really nice thing, but also have no gums left.
But
you know?
I've
Oh.
not thought about golden nuggets since I last saw one of the adverts for it on Cartoon Network.
Oh, gotta get that. Yeehaw! No, that's it's like,
I ate too many and they made me sick, and then I couldn't have them anymore.
It was the adverts would be for that and for Cookie Crisp. Looks like chocolate chip cookies, tastes like it too, but it's a breakfast cereal.
Yeah, I was never.
Oh
a
my
cookie person.
god!
I'm going to
flashback.
raise you the white chocolate Toblerone. My issue with the white chocolate Toblerone is, like you say, the pointy bit at the top, which digs into your gums, and also the overall cost of it. Because when I'm paying £7 for a chocolate bar, something's going wrong.
£7?
Toblerone can be ridiculously expensive.
Get out.
It can be ridiculously expensive. So I'm going to raise you Twin Peaks, which is Poundland's own version.
Oh yeah.
And they have so many different flavours. And instead of it being a triangle, because apparently they got sued by
that's
Toblerone,
like patented, right? Yeah.
So what they did was they put one that way and one that way. And they called it Twin Peaks and said it was based on the Urkel and Arkle Hills.
Oh my god!
If you have too much of it, you end up talking backwards and having a really unsatisfying ending.
Yeah, and a woman with a log menaces you.
Never seen
reference.
They're £1 for a big bar.
Yeah.
Are you saying it? So it's.
I've got to get me down to
okay, when you say big bar, are we talking on par with the ones you get in duty free? The ones you could use to kill a child with?
Oh, you could definitely kill a child with it. I imagine.
So I'm told.
Snip that. Just snip that little bit of him.
Yeah, so I'm not going to eat any chocolate bar unless it can be used as a cudgel.
Well, surely every chocolate bar can be used as a cudgel, just of different levels of effectiveness.
Yes,
if
I mean,
you're determined.
Milky Way wouldn't get you very far.
But I reckon I could.
Unless you
You know what?
Unless you froze it and stuck it in a sock.
Let's loop this all the way back round. I reckon Voldemort would have had more success if you beat Harry Potter as a baby with a Milky Way than using magic.
That lovely first episode. Remember that?
Yes.
Just saying.
So good.
I still think I'm right about that.
On that
I've had
note,
many a heated debate of people on Twitter about how Voldemort's the worst villain in all of fiction.
Because he couldn't kill a baby.
Well,
you can't say anything about
nobody knows, do they?
Like
Voldemort. Like nobody knows like Voldemort because he doesn't have a nose. I'll stop. It's fine.
I'm just thinking about this in the chat now. You could make a chocolate knife and then melt it and eat it, and then the evidence would be like that famous one about stabbing someone with an icicle. And then you melt it, and then there's no evidence. Yes. There's no murder weapon then. Yeah.
So I think people have tried that in the past. You end up with the icicle. You end up with particles that are like found in the local ground, and like on roofs and stuff, in people, so they can tell.
Like.
Yeah, I know it's a flawed way of killing people, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
In the group chat, there was what was the question exactly? It was about if you had to get rid of one, which one would you get rid of? Chocolate, because we're on the subject of chocolate.
No, it was cake, it was biscuits or cereal.
Oh, was it cake?
I'm still not over this.
Cake, biscuits, or cereal. You have to pick one for like.
Load of shite.
I think it works better if you can only eat one forever. No, that sounds terrible.
No, but the original question was, which do you get rid of? No, which do you save?
Which do you save? Yeah, which do you save? Cake, cereal, or biscuits?
Yeah, and the correct answer is obviously cake.
Cereal.
Then Adam.
Okay, right. Rachel said get rid of cereal, right? Fine.
Yes. Congratulations.
Me being me, threw in the Rice Krispie cake. Where do you put that?
Okay, so that's a cake. Yeah. It has it in the name.
Yeah, but it's also made from cereal.
But I think
but you don't eat it with
once
milk.
It's in a cake, it's no longer cereal.
Look, don't make me bring out I know why you're doing this, right? And I'll say it, Dave. I'll do that to my reputation.
Just mention flavour again, then I'll get confused.
Very easily for you in the group chat.
Which was?
If there isn't a wet element, it can't be cereal.
If there isn't a wet element,
it then must be a wet element. Otherwise, it's a biscuit or a cake.
And then there was what happens when you have something like oats and then use a honey glue to turn them into...
That's a biscuit.
That's a flapjack.
That's a flapjack.
Is a biscuit.
So that's a different thing entirely. That's a different thing entirely.
Is a flapjack a biscuit or a cake?
No, it's a flapjack.
Yeah, but the context in which you would eat a flapjack is the same context in which you would need a biscuit. You're like, oh, a cup of tea. Something would go nice with this. A nice biscuit. Oh, I've got a bit of flapjack.
But you can have morning flapjacks. You wouldn't have a morning bicket.
Yeah, I would. I've had biscuits for breakfast a lot.
Yeah.
Not saying it's a good choice, but it was my choice.
I've had pork scratchings for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, for Christmas.
I've had chocolate milk.
Dave, though, is that because you're hungover? Or
No, I may have mentioned this before. We used to, when I worked in distribution, one of the factories that we delivered to was next door to the factory where they make pork scratchings. So you could buy a big bag of pork scratchings for £1.
Oh,
so
that must have really rhymed your gears.
Hey!
Whoa!
What is this madness?
And I was living alone. I was living alone in a bedsit, and I'd got the driver to come back with a big bag of pork scratchings. And yeah, I ate them for like 3 meals. It was not a high point of my life.
Another argument I've got for cereal is, do you know in the black hole of time between Christmas and New Year?
Yes.
Betwixtmas.
How I can't count how many times I've had like heavy cream on my cereal around that time, with like milk as well, but also
milk as well.
Yeah, because so milk is the main thing, and then some double cream on there just to make it a bit tasty, and also because it's Christmas, the double cream is Bailey's flavored, and it's like Bailey's cream. So you start your day right, and you couldn't have that. It wouldn't feel as decadent. It wouldn't feel as decadent.
I need to know what cereal are we talking about? Like cornflakes?
It was like cornflakes. Yeah, I'm not going to put on that movie.
With Bailey's on.
Yeah. No, Bailey's cream. So
I don't know what I'm doing.
So not Bailey Irish cream. Not Bailey's itself, but like you can get around Christmas, like the little.
It's just I can feel my throat closing.
That's because you've had so much dairy. That's what it does. That's like you get the. So just around like for Christmas, it's proper decadent. It's lovely, but like the Bailey's, like Bailey's in like double cream.
Yeah. I know what you mean. If anything, I think that's worse than
it's great.
Irish cream.
What's the thicker one? What's thicker than double cream?
Bailey's.
You don't get thicker than double cream. I think it's just you get extra thick double cream.
Anyway, it's beautiful. And it's the perfect 27th of December meal. Because you don't want to look at food again. You're like, oh, food is terrible. Cereal doesn't count as food.
The only thing I'll say on this,
I've never thought.
I'll repeat what I said. I'll repeat what I said in the chat. You're putting muesli in with nice stuff.
He has a point.
I don't.
He has a point.
I don't get it. Like how.
Also,
I've tried. I really have.
Yeah, like also in the group chat, it was like, well, if you ate as much cereal as Adam eats, then you would probably fight for it harder.
So H has just put this. She said, you all underestimate how much cereal Adam eats.
Yes.
Do you know like Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Yeah. It's just a triangle, and in it is just cereal.
So it's like
it's every layer.
So like it's like the top is the least, the thing we want, but isn't like, and the bottom is the like important things. It goes Wi-Fi, cereal, and the rest. Like that's for me the order.
Yeah.
Because then I can eat cereal whilst watching YouTube videos of old people talking about trains, and that it's like that right there is a perfect Sunday.
And that has been every day since we came to this house.
So John T.
That's a monologue. Let me write that one down.
John T has said that he finds the whole milk on cereal too decadent.
Milk on cereal is decadent. What?
Whole milk.
Whole milk. I agree.
Whole milk. Right. Yes.
I am a skimmed man. Despite how I look, I'm a skimmed milkman.
Despite how I look, I'm red top.
Skim milkman.
Which is just basically white water, isn't it? It's water with essence of milk. So, fucking hell, if I was on whole milk, jeez.
Bit claggy, yeah.
JS Rock's in the house. Hi, JS Rock.
Hi, Texas.
Hello, Texas.
He's a milk on cereal man.
I can't believe you just said the word. So blasé.
Milk on cereal.
I believe in America, isn't it called half and half?
Yeah, are you like 1%? Are you half and half? Are you a full milk?
Say it right, Adam. It's half and half.
No, I won't, because it's my language and they fucked it up.
Oh dear.
That came out so quickly. I'm a little bit horrified.
Disgusting, Adam. Disgusting.
-1 on the viewer count.
So
I caught your last stream, JS Rock, by the way.
I still haven't caught a JS Rock stream.
See, I'm good.
I really want to.
I watched the one where you were playing old school Mario. It's very good.
I love Mario.
The 2D platform thing.
Oh, I thought that half and half was semi-skimmed, but it's not. It's half milk, half creamer. What is?
Oh, that's okay. I take it back. That's decadent.
Is that
creamer,
like UHT?
No, is creamer there? Is creamer there like fake?
Is creamer like what you put in a coffee? It's like fake milk.
Is it like their fake milk? Also, do you know how like Americans discovered the idea of Poundland? I think it's hilarious because it sounds like a sex shop. They put creamer on everything.
I've never made that connection before.
Oh no, I've ruined Poundland for Mikey. Or made it better.
Why is no one else pissing themselves laughing?
Mikey, would you like to buy some cream from Poundland?
There's a.
Took half an hour for us to get to this point.
That's a record.
In Wolverhampton, in those little back streets round by industrial estates, where businesses just kind of open and then disappear, and
yeah,
there's genuinely a place called Oasis of Love. It's a church.
I love it.
It's not a sex shop. No matter how many times you walk in and show them your rusty bullet hole and say, have you got anything to fit that? No, they haven't.
I'd like to veto the phrase rusty bullet hole from all future streams.
I would like us all to go back 5 minutes and be the people that we were 5 minutes ago before we heard the phrase. I don't want to say it.
So,
Oasis of Love.
What is cream? I'm going to Google. No, I'm not going to Google cream.
Do not Google creamer.
No, it's like you put it in coffee. It's like I think it's a bit like UHT milk, isn't it? It's like you don't.
It comes in a can.
Oh yeah, UHT then.
What's coffee creamer?
I think it's like
non-dairy creamer.
Yeah,
it's not non-dairy.
Yeah, so it's like how Canderel isn't sugar.
No, because it's sweet.
Then so like creamer isn't milk.
Oh, I don't like that first sentence. To replicate the mouthfeel of milk.
Well.
Oh dear.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's corn. I should have guessed it's corn syrup.
Karen's here, everyone.
Hi, Karen.
Oh, it's like Sesame Street, isn't it? Oh.
That's nice.
All she's got to do now is do a song about the number 5, and then we can move on.
God, I wish I was closer. She could cut my hair. I really need a haircut.
Come on.
Yeah, you can't go over next Monday night. Go over.
If I had my car, I would get in it right now, but my bleeding car failed its MOT today.
Oh no! What's it failed on?
I'm really angry about it. Well, considering I drove back from Penzance yesterday, turns out 2 of my tyres are fucked. So
did
that was dangerous.
Them Penzance roads, I'm telling you.
Did you come across any pirates from it?
I wish I had. I really wish I had.
Oh,
but
that's
unfortunately, it was very pirate free. Bit sad. Although, I did almost run over the mayor.
The who? Sorry.
You mean the mayor?
I was going to say. Do you mean
the mayor? Or was?
What did I say?
Was
you had this kind of additional flourish with it. It was like mayor.
You said the mayor, which is how it's meant to be said. They said the mayor.
Mayor.
Yeah, the mayor.
Like you're having a mayor.
If they're up for it, you can have the mayor.
Well, they would have been having a mayor if I hadn't had to brake sharply because I went into the middle of Penzance. So I had my little sat nav on, and I was in the wrong lane, but it said, similar ETA. And I was like, I'll just go this way then, because I vaguely knew the roads. And I was like, it goes by the sea. that'll be pleasant. So I went round that way, but then I got round and it was like the road's closed. So I was like, oh no. So I like had to turn back on myself, and then I had to go up this very, very, don't know if you know Cornwall, but they're big on steep hills. So it was a very steep hill. So I turned round and coming down towards me. Yeah, very big on singing fishermen. Coming down towards me were 3 people wearing like tricorn hats, big like robes with chains and ermine, were just like walking down this hill, and I turned around the corner in my little Kia Picanto like, whoa, oh no. But I drive an automatic, so it's not so good at hills because you've got no like control really, because there's no like
into one.
No, you can go down into, you can, but it's not really for that, because you can't, there's no bite point or anything, like you can't.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So I had to try and like, because it was so steep, I was like trying to brake with this foot while I like stood on this foot and then try and get around the corner. There was an ambulance car there, had to get around that. And I was like, maybe I'll take out the whole democratically elected, maybe people of Penzance. Don't know how do you have a mayor? Is there a mayoral election? Is that a thing?
I think
there is.
It depends, doesn't it? Because you have, in this country, we have regional mayors, but then there's also the mayors that are appointed.
But I feel like these looked like more of a ceremonial, like they had robes and shit on and these big hats.
Just turn up to school plays in big medallions.
Yeah. It felt like that level of mayor. So it was like, with like the wives and stuff were there as well in their like floral dresses. Could have taken them all out if I'd been going a bit quicker.
Dave, can we collab on a poem called Platz's Penzance Palaver, please?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. Do that. You've got 90 seconds.
No. It was a joke.
No, it wasn't, Michael.
No,
as well you know. Mike, why have you been upsetting your wheelchair technician?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Why have you frozen doing that?
Oh no! Mike,
everyone do the same face.
Poets can make jokes. Oh, what? I was doing fine, and then as soon as I make the joke about the poets, then the computer fucks up.
You didn't hear any of it.
Just
we were just doing the same face.
We heard none of it.
Mike.
We saw you go, and then poets can make a joke.
Oh, that was good. That was so fun.
Right, everything you've just said, Mike, after poets, you're going to have to say again.
Yeah.
So I said, poets can make a joke without it resulting in a poem.
Yes,
but
they can.
I want a poem.
Well, you can't have one.
I'll write one myself.
Go, okay.
Not now. I'll do it next week.
Damn it!
I haven't got a pen.
You've got 90
Well, that's
seconds.
the other thing, is that I took my car in for its MOT today, thinking that it would pass with flying colours, because it just got me all the way back from Penzance.
What colours were you thinking it was flying?
Rainbow. So I left my suitcase in the car, so I haven't got all my clothes and stuff. I'm just like, boop-a-doo.
Yeah, you know that thing where you've packed for the holiday and then you come back and there's still some clean clothes in the suitcase, for instance.
Yeah.
I find they stay in my suitcase for a long time.
Very long time. Incredibly long time. Yeah.
And then they'll be like, my Asperger's will kick in, and then I'll be like, Faye, where's my Ben Sherman top? And
yeah, it's very important that I wear this today. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like the person that I am today requires this blue shirt, otherwise I can't be the right person. Yeah.
Mike, wheelchair technician.
You're right. You need a moment.
Yeah, I'm all right. Wheelchair technician, Mike.
Yeah. So, for a while, I'd basically had so these arms on my wheelchair had like the material, they're like made of sort of like squishy felt-ish, sort of like weird sort of
like baize.
like in the middle, and they'd sort of worn off, and so in about late late April, early May, I said, "Can I have some more, please? Can they be replaced?" This was also the same woman. That's also the same woman who bleaches her lawn. Do you remember that?
Really
Oh
scared where
yes,
you were
because
going with
the
that.
The
dog.
AstroTurf woman.
Yeah, bleaches
with
her
the dog.
AstroTurf.
So I asked her, and the man finally came with them. When was it? Thursday, Friday, maybe. And now I was very concerned about this man because it's you do the thing you do with the taxi drivers where it's always like been busy.
Yeah.
What time you on till? It's the
Yeah.
same. And you do that, and you sort of making small talk, and he just goes, I've not been in the job very long, so they sort of give me lots of small jobs to go. I'm like, oh, how long are you expecting him to say? Like, 6 months, about 6 weeks. And I was like, you enjoying it? It was like, well, fucking hell. Just like,
Are you enjoying providing a service for disabled people and
well,
helping them maintain their mobility and get around in life?
well, sorry to disappoint you, pal. And then at this point, Dad comes in and says, how sort of worn these arms are, and just goes, yeah, because he's been biting them. I haven't. He was just doing it for the lols.
Yeah. He was doing it. Yeah. Right. Your dad is my dad. I've said this before.
Naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the bloke goes, Gary says I don't know if his name's Gary. He just looks like one.
Looks like a Gary.
Yeah. Goes, yeah, I think they all do.
Fair.
I was like, whoa. Like,
wait,
who?
Did you
stay in this job long, are you, Gary?
6 weeks, Gary. I'd have thought they'd have sent you on a course by now.
Yeah, Gary.
At least have some kind of instructional
appropriate
pamphlet.
use of language, Gary.
Ableism 101.
Yeah, I've not felt this weird since someone pointed out the direction to quote the normal toilets. But that's another story for another stream. But yeah, so that happened, and then they'll often do the thing of like, Nick, is there anything else that need doing? I was like, actually, could you please bring my remote control pad back a bit more, because about 3 weeks ago I had a crash. Looked down, it was my control pad dangling off my wheelchair.
Oh no.
So don't know how or why.
Yeah.
Did you crash into the mayor of Penzance?
If not,
no, but that would have arguably been a better story. So Dad sort of does Dad's very pleased sort of when he can when he gets to use his Allen keys.
Love the chance to use Allen key.
It's sort of so he tightens it up, but the problem is he tightens it up on the wrong bolt. So actually, it means that the space between... This is really boring and technical, I'm sorry. But the space
keep it
between
upright. Don't you dare stop.
the space between the end of the armrest and sort of the controller joystick is longer. So actually, like, I'm stretching needlessly. And that also means that I can no longer get under tables. Because obviously the controller is knocking it. So, so actually, what is on the face of it quite a twee problem actually has real life consequences. Who
I
knew?
feel rude for mocking.
So I said, can he was like, how long do you want it in? I was like, well, just so maybe an inch, like half an inch.
Imperial measurements, you see.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And during the week, I sent a photo in the group chat of what he'd done.
I'll dig it up, Mike. It's
it's
a lot less than half an inch. It's a lot less than an inch, Mike.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's half an inch.
There is the edge of the armrest, and there's the joystick. That is not an inch.
No.
That's not even half an inch.
No. So I've now got wrist cramp.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Get RSI or something.
It's fine. I'll just have a story in years to come when I'm immobile in
oh no!
when your arm's completely dead. There's nothing left of your arm, and it's like
curse you, Gary, for Wolverhampton.
Gary!
Damn you, Gary!
Okay, JS
Rock. Something just growl.
Was
someone's stomach?
No, sorry.
A motorbike just went by.
Right, couple of things from the chat. Yes, JS Rock, it's also Pride Month over here.
Yeah, it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Watch the stream back, because Hannah Platts has got a new term for non-binary people, which is brilliant.
Pick a mix.
And also, JS Rock he's just got the call that his wife has got back. My wife just went to have her gallbladder removed, and they found a spot on her liver while they were there, and they're concerned about it. Let's hope everything goes okay.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when they find things like that, they find them quick, and it's better to find anything quick than it be lingering around. So lots of love from across the pond and all that stuff.
Lots of love to Shay's JS Rock.
It kind of it puts your slightly too close joystick into perspective, doesn't it, Mike?
Oh.
I think we all need to stop and have a think about, just the relevance of life and why Captain Scarlet is the best of all the Jerry Andersons.
So yes, this was the other thing. Was before we started, is it Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, or Stingray? Chat, go.
Well, I think it was just the best Jerry Anderson thing. So Joe 90's in there as well.
Oh no.
UFO. I'll include UFO, and I'll also include what's the other one? Space 1999.
Oh, what? That's a different genre, though.
I'm including all Jerry Anderson. Should we just go puppets? We'll just go puppets. We'll just go with puppets.
Just go puppets, because otherwise it's too difficult to compare them.
Yeah, it's still easy.
So in that case, can I say Team America World Police?
No, because that's not Jerry Anderson puppets.
It's not Jerry Anderson puppets. We're talking Jerry Anderson puppets. I think the one I've watched most of in my life is Captain Scarlet.
JS Rock doesn't know what we're talking about. So there were children's shows.
I keep
which were
forgetting
puppets.
they're British.
Yeah. If you've watched Team America World Police, it was
that style of puppet.
Yeah, but it was a lot cheaper. The one great thing that I always used to love was when they went in for the close-up of the hand.
Yes, but it was like, I'll sign this document now. And then it's a close-up, real close-up of a real hand, like, and then it cuts back to the puppets, like, thank you.
Yeah, it was always fun. There's got nothing to add. That was just funny.
H, you said that you watched. Oh, you've all frozen.
The only thing really I've got to add to
Sorry, you all froze then.
Cuss, it's full again.
The only thing I've really got to add to this discourse is it was on at 7 o'clock on Sunday nights, right? And that was always like
bath time.
Just before the snooker. It's really
interesting.
Bye, JS Rock. JS Rock's got to go. Obviously,
bye, JS Rock. Good
luck.
Love,
mate. Take care.
Bye.
I think it's Captain Scarlet because because it's darker.
Right, and when I was young, Captain Scarlet used to be on, and then it was the Adam West Batman at round about the 6
I remember
o'clock.
those sort of
Yeah. And
also, I look because just JS Rock put up then that it's not Americans don't know it very much.
Yeah.
The Muppet Show is British.
What?
The Muppets is an ITV show.
It was filmed in London, wasn't it? Of course.
It's by ITV because no one in America wanted it. They came over here, and so they used to be like because it was filmed for a British market, and they cut it down for America. So a lot of like the little silly bits everyone knows and loves was never seen in America, like Monomonom.
Oh, because they needed ad break.
They had was an ad break filler.
Weird.
So like a load of the really like they literally get we've written like 25 minutes or stuff. And they're like, cool, we need 3 more minutes because American ads are ridiculous. So they'd like make like a one song or a silly long sketch. It's a British show, and I was like, what? It's not British. It's the most American thing ever. No, it's British.
Oh,
great. I want to binge all the Muppet shows.
I saw the Muppets when I went to Seattle.
Saw them?
I went to Malpop, and the woman on the counter says, it's $25 to get in or whatever. And she says, have you heard of the Muppets? Like, yeah.
Like, yes, they've shaped my entire life. Carry on.
Yeah. And she says, we've got a Muppets exhibition upstairs, but it's like an extra $5. And I was like, just have all of my money.
Take this currency, my good lady.
And yes, I saw all of the Muppets, with the exception of Fozzie Bear.
The best Muppet.
Fozzie wasn't there. And Animal wasn't there for some reason.
No.
Animal. But then
was Ralph there? Ralph was my favourite.
But then, and Beaker, he was like, yes,
yeah.
Right. But then they had an exhibition of children's TV puppets at Wolverhampton Art Gallery, and for Tiny Trashman, thank you for following. Had an exhibition at Wolverhampton Art Gallery of children's TV puppets, and for the first week only, Fozzie Bear was there.
So did you go and see it?
Fozzie came to all though.
Oh, it's Tiny Trans Man. Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
I said Tiny Trash Man because I'm an idiot.
The writing's very small.
Yeah. That's my excuse.
Put your glasses on, Grandad.
I should put my glasses on. I just don't.
I just don't know why that's so funny.
I know in Pride Month, John T, I feel bad enough as it is, thank you.
Pride Month.
It's alright, Dave. You're all learning.
So yeah, I've said that if I want to see Animal, I suspect I'm going to have to go to Japan or something. I'll end up going on a little trip to Japan and Animal.
And that's just one of those like touring exhibitions again.
All I'm hearing is that for Christmas I need to make you a replica Animal.
Yeah.
Observation from Culture Corner of the podcast. Have we all seen Being Elmo on Netflix?
No.
It is brilliant, and you should watch it.
However,
what?
There's the aftermath of that.
Is this the thing about The Rock?
No. So what it was the guy who was the puppeteer for Elmo.
Oh.
But after the documentary came out, he then got done for I don't want to say what crime, but you can kind of take a guess. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I hope I haven't got that wrong.
If not, you've committed libel, or is it slander?
We've not said the names.
Write it down just so you can get them both covered.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Yeah. Just write it down. Apologies.
Is it making Elmo or being Elmo?
Being Elmo.
Being Elmo. A puppeteer's journey.
Yeah.
This week,
I have been mostly eating Pop-Tart.
Right. You know me.
Sorry, that is so fucking niche. Carry on.
Potentially.
I got it. Very, very drunk.
Potentially libeling a puppeteer, misreading someone's name. Right. I mean, come on. I was the man who came up with Eddie Torridge. Right. I'm an idiot.
Eddie Torridge.
Eddie Torridge is the best one.
We love Eddie.
Now, I nearly got beaten up this week.
Beaten up? But Dave, you're recovering from an operation.
So, I've been trying to get out and about and move around because I'm recovering from an operation, which we'll probably talk about. Maybe we'll talk about in a bit. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Right. But I went over to Birmingham on the train. My daughter was going over there to meet some friends and go to the Sea Life Centre. She wasn't sure about the trains. And I'm like, look, I'll come over. I ain't got to do anything. I can just come over and sit in a coffee shop for the day. You know what I mean? I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I decided to go to TK Maxx.
Sorry, why are the boys giggling? What
Sorry,
have I missed?
I'm reading. I just saw Jonty's message pop up.
We'll get to that, Mikey. We'll get to that, Jonty.
Hey, what?
No, Jonty, sorry.
Right, okay.
Adam, concentrate. Come on, back in the room. Adam.
I want to hear about this journey to the Sea Life Centre.
No, I didn't go to the Sea Life Centre. My daughter went to the Sea Life Centre. So I went round TK Maxx, partly because all I can wear at the moment are baggy, cottony shorts, right? So I thought I'll try and pick up some more baggy, cottony shorts.
Seems fair.
And you know the one in Birmingham, you've got the escalator that goes up to the bull ring.
Right, yeah.
So my feet are hurting. My pelvis is hurting. I'm hot. I'm stuffy. I want to drink, but I'm also...
This sounds horrible.
I'm at that stage where I really want to drink, but I'm not prepared to pay bull ring prices for the drink.
Right, yeah.
So you're in that horrible halfway out, aren't you? And people, I don't do people. My default is not to do people.
You not do people? Never. Don't believe that for a minute.
So I get on this escalator, and a group of ute. Some ute.
Not the ute.
The ute.
Oh, no, ute.
Oh, God.
Get on the escalator behind me. And then one of them runs up, and he's obviously late getting to them. And the conversation literally goes like this. So he runs up to his mates on the escalator and he goes, bro. I went to the lift. Looks at another one. Bro, I went to the lift. Looks at another one. Bro, I went to the lift. Bro, did you see me? I went to the lift.
Oh no, I already know what's going to happen.
At which point,
have I lived a sheltered life here?
Yeah, I turned round, looked at them and went, guys, he was at the lift.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. You wouldn't be able to resist that. Hey, have you heard, by the way, he was in the lift?
That didn't go down well.
Baby.
Really? Gosh, I am surprised.
What happened?
They got aggressive. And, you know, I
Did you go, no, get away from my pelvis?
No.
That's what I'd have shouted.
I will seize the means of production.
There was. I mean, I'm not proud of myself.
Yes, you are. Yes, you absolutely are.
You look a little bit proud.
So proud.
There's an inkling of pride in
I'm not proud of myself. No.
I don't like what I do to myself sometimes, and the character that sometimes comes out when there's been this perfect storm of uncomfortableness. If I get slightly tetchy and then things start happening, and then they tend to happen anyway because you're tetchy, so and it just brings out this Dave that I don't like very much, and he very much appeared, and yeah, they took the piss out of my weight, which was to be expected. And then, of course, I said, well, I didn't hear your mum complaining when I was climbing off last night. Because that's where you've got to go with these sort of things.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
When you say Ute, Dave, were
yeah,
they 12?
No. They were kind of like 19, 20.
Right, okay.
They were possibly carrying knives. Let's put it that way.
They were old enough to buy their own knives.
They were old enough to buy their own knives, and they may very well have. What they came from the kitchenware section of TK Maxx, so it's altogether possible. But yeah, I possibly nearly died.
That is the right level of death, though. I am a big fan of nearly dying.
But I don't know why I do this to myself, and I don't know why these things happen. But yeah.
Oh, I think we know why you do it.
It's one of the reasons why I gave up stand-up comedy, because I always feel that the stage is like a sacred place almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I will never heckle a comedian.
Oh, no.
If a comedian shouts out a question to the audience, I'll answer.
Yeah, every single time.
But I won't heckle.
Yeah.
And I always feel that like the stage is like, say, sacred. And it's like, if you want to fucking shout out, mate, write a 10-minute routine and come and do an open mic slot if you think you're funny. You know what I mean? There's enough of them about. But like when I had hecklers, it would something would switch in my head and I would turn into someone I was not proud of.
The Hulk. And Whittaker.
It's why that story works, isn't it? The Hulk. It's because we've all got that little monster inside us that we don't like.
I like mine.
Actually,
it's called Simon.
Mentioning superheroes, if I might, I started reading a book that I had from birthday this week.
Very good.
It's called The Song of Spider-Man, and it's about the world's most expensive Broadway musical.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we know the story?
No.
I know some of it.
So, in about 2007, some people with a lot of very good theatre background had the idea of bringing Spider-Man musical to the stage. What they didn't encounter on is when you do that, you've got to take on Marvel and a lot of other people, and also you need a lot of money, and when you end up 20 million short of that money, then it sort of I'm just crossed the 100-page mark. It's wild. With music, by the way, by those lovely chaps off of U2, Bono and Edge.
It's called, what's it called? Like,
it's called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Turn Off the Dark. That was it. I knew it was some weird, and like, obviously, I don't want to ruin the end of the book for you, but like, people got properly injured during it because they hadn't done proper training with like the flying about and stuff, and like there was all kinds of like awful things happened with it.
And it's written from the scriptwriter's point of view, and it's like there's so many times where it's like, I really wasn't feeling this idea, said by Julie Taymor, who did The Lion King, but she's Julie Taymor, who did The Lion King, so no one said anything. It's just like,
it lost so much money.
Yes. If you are in any way creative or work with people, I would read it, because it's, without sounding wanky, it's so good to see geniuses result, to see like geniuses turn to humans, like, and just be fallible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what is going on? But also, equally, if you want to do your thing, do it. Because...
Yeah, because it's not going to be as bad as that.
Yeah.
It's never going to be Spider-Man Turn Off the Dot.
I'm guessing there's nothing I do is going to have a £20 million shortfall in the budget.
Or like get anybody like paralysed or like crushed in some machinery. Yeah.
I've never understood that. It's like you have all these stories about the film industries. Well, I mean, The Crow was a famous one.
Yeah.
With the death of Brandon Lee. But that was like they were doing loads of cocaine on the set. They were running everyone ragged. And then they were doing like shootout scenes and the armourer had gone home. And
it was the scene where they shoot him at quite close range. It's like the scene where he dies, and they'd swapped out. They hadn't put a blank in the gun or something. Yeah.
And you're like, at what point in a manager's head do they think, oh yeah, we'll save money by sending the armourer home just before we do a shootout. We'll not train the people who are doing the really dangerous stuff properly. That's gonna work. That's gonna work.
Like,
hey.
Why don't you just not have catering?
Yeah, if you're gonna pick between the two things,
or spend the money you were spending on the cocaine to pay the armourer to stay here for a bit longer. You know what I mean? So you
they've just put The Crow on Netflix. I noticed because I saw it and I was like, oh, my childhood.
What a brilliant film. I've just read the comic book, actually. The comic book is phenomenal.
It's really good, isn't it? Yeah, really good. I got it out the library when I was young. That's how long ago it was, because the library used to order in graphic novels for me.
Oh.
Yeah. I know.
Did your library not have a graphic novel section?
It had one shelf, but because they had Preacher 1... 2, 5, and I was like, I need 3 and 4, please.
Now, John T has just put, I might give it a go when I'm done with my Rent Boy turned detective alternative history murder mystery.
That is excellent.
And Hannah Platts, you've already put in the
I'm
chat.
straight in. I would like to know
what is the title of this
program. I will finance that.
Yeah, I would like that.
That is how far in.
Wait, so is he writing it or is he?
Beneath the Streets by Adam McQueen.
Okay, I'm writing.
Of course, it's an Adam.
Of course, it's an Adam.
We're all making notes of it.
I'm like, I need to know what this is.
Content will be coming in a little bit when we've written down
a novel. Ooh.
For the podcast, I'm not writing down anything. Because I care about my audience.
Oh, is this the one that a very English scandal's based on?
But we won't wait for the answer.
The TV show with Hugh Grant playing Jeremy Thorpe.
And Ben Whishaw. That's very good.
And Ben Whishaw.
Written by a certain Mr. Russell T Davies.
Based on the story of that Tory MP that tried to kill his lover.
Liberal.
Yep.
Lib Dem.
It was Liberal.
All the same, aren't they? There you go. Bit of satire for you.
Bit of politics. Bit of politics like having fucking Ben Elton in the room.
There you go. There you go.
So I had an operation.
Yeah, how are you, Dave?
Did you have installed, and I'm going to quote John T. Durrett, let me get it up here. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
I can see what he's putting here. I've got it here.
Word for word. So, Dave, how is the bionic prostate?
And did you go for the 5G?
Right. Can I just point out, it wasn't a bionic prostate.
Oh, an analog one.
They haven't done anything to my prostate. Although
that's what you'd think.
As I
You're under
saying,
anesthetic, mate.
I can't believe I've just booed someone's prostate live on the internet.
As I always say, every male is hurtling towards the day when they're going to have another man's finger up their rectum. Whether you want it or not. And
okay.
That you are, because you're going to reach...
I get it.
You'll reach a point where the doctor goes, okay, pop on the couch. We need to check this out.
I'm not giving you sympathy because we have to have smear tests and they're incredibly horrible.
But I haven't got to that stage yet, so I'm all right.
Good.
Jonty's pointed out that Dave, for some of us, that's a pastime. Yes, thank you, Jonty.
You're awake.
So no, I had to go in for this operation. It was in that area, and they had to put like cameras and stuff in.
Robo-knob.
My pelvis. Robo-knob. I wish. My pelvis genuinely feels like it's made of jelly at the minute. So I've got no.
I'm not a doctor, but that shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't.
It's meant to be, famously, bone, quite a hard metal.
However,
it's quite structural.
You get a letter saying
D.
You need to turn up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Fuck that, I'd rather die.
And you can't eat anything after 2 a.m. in the morning. Right?
Right.
That shouldn't be
That's
a problem.
me out.
And you can't drink anything after 6 a.m.
That's me out.
Right. Now, I'm an old man. I need my sleep. So I had some food at like 10 o'clock at night, went to bed, woke up, because I had to get up at like 5:30. You know what I mean? And thought I'd be a very, very good boy. And instead of having loads to drink, I thought I'll just have a little bit to drink in the morning, just a little bit of water, and then go in. Went in, 7 a.m. They started the operations at 9 a.m.
That's very good, nice of them.
I was last.
Right. Oh my God.
I didn't get called in until about 2:30 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying.
There were people...
That's dry.
And we were on a ward, so people were going for their operation, coming back, and then the nurses were going, right, are you feeling okay? Yeah, okay. And what would you like to eat and drink?
Oh no!
And they'd come around with a selection of sandwiches, and they'd have squash, and they'd have tea and coffee.
Oh, it's horrible. I literally, the only time I've been in hospital, I had like a grumbling appendix, so I was like nil by mouth as well. And the girl in the bed opposite me ate an entire multi-pack of crisps, one bag after the other.
Are we talking 6 or 18?
I wasn't counting. I was just gently weeping. Like, why are you doing this to me? She ate them really loudly as well.
They also ask you many times. They ask you many times if you've got any allergies. And I do have an allergy. I have an allergy to paracetamol.
Oh.
And I always get the same thing. Paracetamol? Do you mean penicillin?
You mean penicillin, yeah.
Paracetamol. I'm fine with penicillin. I genuinely
that must be really annoying.
When you got a cold, yeah, because every cold...
Yeah, everything's
got paracetamol.
So what happens if you were to eat paracetamol?
I would come out in a massive rash. I'd go shortness of breath.
It's good you get like anaphylaxis, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's quite a bad one
then.
Sorry?
Are you also allergic to antihistamine? Because that could be a dangerous mix.
No, I'm not. No, fortunately, because I've also got hay fever. But anyway.
Hay fever's terrible this year, as you were.
So, it gets to about midday. And I have to go to the nurse's station and say, right, really, can I have something to drink? Like, I am dying here. I have got a thumping headache. They'd allowed me to have sort of like that much water.
Nice. A thimbleful.
And they were like, no, because otherwise you'll go to the back of the queue. And I'm like, I'm at the back of the queue. I can't get any further to the back.
I'm already here at the back. Yeah.
And they said, what we can do to help with the headache is give you a paracetamol.
Sorry.
You can't.
I was laughing at you.
And also on an empty stomach, that would be quite unpleasant as well.
Well, the only painkiller, the painkiller I have is ibuprofen, and you're definitely not supposed to have ibuprofen.
Yeah, you can't have that on an empty stomach. It makes you feel awful.
In the end, they had to go and speak to the guy who was going to do my surgery and say, right, he's got a thumping headache. Can we give him a bit of water and an ibuprofen? And he's like, yeah, do it. But I was in such a state by the time they dragged me in. But then it was quite good because they put the cannula in my hand, and the anesthesiologist,
the anaesthetist,
the guy who's on a lot of money,
all of them,
all of the money. He puts this test tube in, and he fires it into my hand, and he goes, right, that's gonna make you feel like you've had about 4 tequilas. And I'm like, okay.
So it's going to make me feel happy. Awesome.
Yeah.
Dave got out his phone, starts crying, and like texts Annette.
I just need to do something.
I love you.
I still love you, Jeanette. Take me back, Jeanette.
I think the last time I had 4 tequilas, I passed out in a toilet. So would it make me pass out in a toilet?
The passing out did come. Yeah, and then they put like the mask on and was like, you'll be asleep in a bit. And the drugs were great. And drugs great. And
sounds like Richard Ashcroft was wrong. The drugs do work.
You know what I mean? They were brilliant.
Clip that.
But yeah, yes.
No context. Clip that. Isolate it, and we can, John, me and you, we can use that later on when he's a billionaire poet. You know, there's loads of them, and we can make a quick buck.
So it all went well. It seemed to go well anyway. They what was really nice was they came out and they went, do you need a doctor's note? I was like, well, it's better, it's a condom, isn't it? Doctors know. Better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Right? So, thinking they were going to give me a doctor's note for 5 days. No, gave me a doctor's note for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
When the nurses came around afterwards, what did you get? What did they deliver?
Yeah, did you get food? What did you get?
Because I was the last one.
Yeah.
Right? All we've got left, Dave, is tuna mayonnaise.
I was just about to say, is it tuna? Because that's always the one that's left.
And I was like, no, I'm not having tuna mayonnaise.
What? That's the best one. That's fine.
No, it's tuna mayonnaise.
I don't mind it, but it's not what you want when you've not eaten all day.
When I was
trust cereal man to like tuna mayonnaise.
When I was last in hospital for a surgery, and I came around, and they went, "What do you want?" And I went, "Oh, what have you got?" And she went, "Well, I shouldn't offer it to you, but do you want a fish finger sandwich?" And I went, "Oh, yes." And I had, and it was on 2, like, do you know, like Hovis thick white?
Yeah.
There's 2 of them, with like 4 fish fingers. And I could have wept. I think I did. I might have wept like a tiny baby. I shat myself and rolled around and everything. It was great.
They actually did me 2 slices of brown toast. And I was that hungry. It was the nicest toast I've ever had.
Yeah, that's it. It's like whatever you have after that is going to be like the best food.
And then they came round with, and as they are wheeling me back onto the ward, I just looked at this nurse, who funnily enough was called Steph. I went, "Steph, can you just get me the biggest jug of water you've got?" And she's like, "You can't drink loads of it because you'll be sick." And I'm like, "Oh, Steph, just trust me, please. I just need all of the water." But they came round with a gorgeous cup of coffee. It was a phenomenal cup of coffee. Tiny Trans Man has said hospital toast post anaesthetic is the best toast you'll ever have.
Fact. Fact. Right
the
there.
elixir of life.
Absolutely. And thank you.
Sometimes
thank
toast
you
is
for
like.
joining the chat.
Yes, thanks.
Indeed.
Sometimes like toast is like the only thing that will do. Like you reach a certain point of a day or a week where you're like, I need toast.
I fucking love toast.
Great.
Actually, talking of
I might go around the
toast,
shop.
it was, as is mentioned before, my birthday this week. Friend of the podcast, Leanne Allen, got me a card.
Leanne!
Got me a card, and it was little animated toast on the front, and the words were, "Here's a toast to you."
Aww.
Oh, that's lovely.
She's good, isn't she?
She's good.
Yeah.
Mikey,
The queen of Twitter.
Yes, I would like to thank you, Mikey, for introducing me to Leanne.
Pleasure.
There was a great
She's a
one. She tweeted a picture last week of her new T-shirt, which said uninspiring disabled person.
Love it.
And I was like, that is amazing. So
What a good egg.
I tweeted back to her with the comment, that is so inspiring.
Oh no.
Me and Leanne on Twitter, we fucking own that platform. We fucking own that platform.
Oh, good. She went to see Harry Styles last night.
Oh, did she? I feel like everyone
9.
on Twitter has been to see Harry Styles. Yeah. It's like scrolling down, there's a lot of...
And what did you say about Harry Styles?
Well, I mean, I think she likes it. She's good. So I think it was all right. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of Harry Styles at the moment on my TikTok For You page, but it's Harry Styles doing everything but singing. It's just like Harry Styles helping people come out as queer, which is lovely, really lovely, but quite bizarre from a man who.
Like, what's your new song, Harry?
Yeah, like we're here for the banging tunes with a CH.
Tunes.
Yeah. I'd got time for another thing that I've just remembered.
Yes.
When Adam mentioned fish, I was in Matlock Bath the other week.
Now,
fancy.
Is this Matlock in Bath, or is this a bath called Matlock?
No, this is Matlock Bath in Derbyshire.
It is in Derbyshire.
Vibe.
So it's not Matlock Bath.
Matlock Bath is the name of the place. Yeah.
Right. So
my sat-nav and melts trying to work that out.
Well, I mean, we get to that a bit later. But so Mom and my sisters were at a hen night over that way, and me and Dad went sort of as a taxi service. I say me and Dad did the driving. I just went so I wasn't in the house on my own, but, which is fair. And like
they're not going to do that again, Mike.
No,
they didn't Home Alone you.
We dropped them off at this, I have to say, rather swanky hotel. They were doing a murder mystery thing. And me and Dad had like 3-4 hours to kill. At this point, we're like, well, what do we do? And Dad just had a look on the sat nav, and he's like, I've always wanted to go to Matlock Bath. Should we go to Matlock Bath? That's just down the road.
Aww,
And we
he's always wanted to go there.
And did you say, Dad, is that Matlock Bath?
Well, it's funny because my only frame of reference to Matlock Bath is from the Gulliver's Kingdom advert.
Yes. Oh my God, I went there as a very small child. I went there with my nan and grandpa.
At Matlock Bath. And that's all my life been my only frame of reference to Matlock Bath.
There's cable cars.
Yeah, I was actually really pleased that I was able to put a location to a name. And it's hard to describe Matlock Bath. It's sort of it feels. Imagine, it's like it's like Tory Camden. It's like
that's such an accurate description.
Like there's sort of one high street. It's all coupled, but it's sort of I don't know. It's like,
and I seem to remember there's like.
Imagine
coloured lights down the middle of the.
Imagine if Bridgenorth thought it was the seaside.
Yeah, it pretends to be seaside-y. Yes. There's like an arcade and everything.
There is.
Yeah.
But me and Dad passed about 7 fish and chip places.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I had to remind myself that we wouldn't know we were about 4 hours away from the coast.
Yeah, you're like one of the furthest places.
We are not in Western Superman.
For a place in the actual East Midlands, this has got a lot of fish and chip places.
Because there's sort of like a duck pond, isn't there? There's some ducks and stuff, and they pretend that that's like the sea, like the way it's set up.
The sort of weird bits of I don't know, foliage growing out of the pond on a rock. And it's like, is that meant to be there? It's like an art piece, or is it just like weed? And then, of course, the next question that leads to ask is, where are they catching the fish? Which I never really got an answer to. But all I can say is, I really hope it's not the River Derwent.
No.
Because it's incredibly green.
It's incredibly green. How green? Incredibly.
Brown trout for everyone.
Algae fed. It could be quite nice fish.
Although saying that, I did have the fish and chips we did have was incredibly nice.
Yeah. Which is a bonus.
Yeah. Just lashings of salt and vinegar. And just God, it's so good.
Did you get gravy?
No, but it landed like a brick. And not only did I literally have to be rolled in my car, I also felt like I could have done it metaphorically as well. After,
beautiful.
So we had a nice walk. I also needed the loo. Quite desperately once we'd finished the fish.
But you're in Tory Camden, so I mean, have they got accessible
Hold
loos?
me closer, Tory Camden.
Well, you see, this is the thing because did.
I'm sorry. It was just turning Tiny Dancer into Tory Camden has just made me laugh.
It's one of those tunes, like there's a few tunes where if something fits the rhythm of it, you gotta sing it. That's why people say things and then I go, ooh, like DuckTales.
Night bus, ooh.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
So, we found one on the way up to the fish and chip place. But it's one of these ones where you need to pay 20p.
No.
Fuck that shit.
That is
ableist.
Yeah.
AF.
It's like I need a wee, but I don't think it's 20p's worth of wee. Do you know what I mean?
Is it worth
balance
20p?
it?
Is it worth it?
So,
am I going to get that many pennies worth?
We were that determined that I was gonna use the loo as one should be, because human rights. Apparently,
Mm.
they're a thing. Not that one would know, given the times we live in, but apparently they still are. I think satire. Oh, sorry, lost my train of thought. Which is funny because the toilet we were using was near a train station. So it links. Did eventually find a loo in the fish and chips place, but actually, the fish and chip shop loo, like that's not going to be excellent.
It's not going to be.
It depends.
It was a unisex thing.
Pick and mix.
Sort of like
pick and mix.
It was a pick and mix toilet,
Yay.
which is sort of like slightly because sort of everyone is using it, like all of the people ever using it, and you're thinking, I'm not gonna be able to, and like everyone was going through the one door, and it's like, oh, like yeah, this can be really small, but you go through the door, that's not the loo. That's just like the entrance hall to the loo.
Facade.
The loo, the actual proper toilet is through another door that's under a stairwell.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like Harry Potter but less turfy. which is somewhat ironic when you consider I'm going into a unisex toilet.
In your face, Joanne! In your fucking face!
Joanne!
Fuck off to your castle, Joanne.
Fuck off to your castle.
So,
Joanne.
And of course, because it was under a stairwell, there was actually more room because the sort of the alcove.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, created some extra.
Created some room, and it was all good. It was all fine. Went to the toilet. Had a walk around. A lot of bikers.
A lot of bikers.
Yes, there always are in that look back.
Like we sort of didn't know whether it was like a thing that was always like that or.
Every time I've been there or driven through there, there's always been a lot of bikers there. Yeah.
To the point where I had to time perfectly my sips of drink.
Because you were getting
through the fear of
the cerebral palsy twitch.
Oh no, your intention tremor.
Which is of course not to be confused by the stories of the smoke room. Twitch.
Yeah.
It's way
similar.
I'm aware this is just me saying stuff with no sort of through line, but
that's how he lives,
which is unlike me, I know. But one last thing I will say about that journey is that it's very, very easy in this country on our highways to go up and down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do up and down. We can't do lefty. We cannot do lefty righty.
Sidey is hard as no matter what method of transport you're looking at. Uppy downy, fucking doddle.
It's like on the sat nav. It said an hour and 6 minutes from here to where we were. That journey was not an hour and 6 minutes. If north to south in this country is lovely motorways, then lefty righty is A roads and nausea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
The dreaded A14.
Yeah, it's just
the dreaded A14.
It's one of those things, but just don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone. You'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Was Matlock Bath full of people wandering around going?
You didn't get to go to Gulliver's Kingdom.
Is this Matlock Bath? Or
Where's the bath? Where?
That's what I'd have done.
It's the Heights of Abraham.
Because I'd have thought it was in Bath, and I had to drive down the M5, and I'd have gone, I'm not driving down the fucking M5.
M6, M5, lovely road.
I can't stand the M5. The M5 is like listening to 30 Seconds from Mars.
Ooh.
From yesterday.
No, because
apart from Gloucester services, which are the best services, apart from T-Bay southbound.
You listen to 30 Seconds from Mars or 30 Seconds to Mars, whatever that Jared Leto crap is. And he just goes on and on and on, and nothing happens.
30 Seconds to Mars, just drums and chorals screaming.
And then you get to the end, and you're like, was that it? And that's very much like travelling to Bristol on the M5. It just goes on, and then you get there, and you're like, oh, is that it?
You get that bit where you go over and you can look down and there's all the cranes and stuff. I quite like that. But when you're driving, you can't really look at
exactly,
it.
Exactly,
because
like... you're driving.
I went to a wedding in Bristol once. Very lovely.
Very nice. It's a lovely city.
I think Bristol tries too hard. But anyway, that's another rant. We've got a question from the chat. From the chat. From the chat. I can use words.
Yay!
Words. Tiny Trans Man.
Hello.
What's your opinion on multi-million-pound conglomerate companies promoting Pride Month?
Fuck them.
Okay, let's be honest.
Right.
We're all politically left of centre. I think that's fair to say.
If they were just promoting it, I'd be totally fine.
We're all supportive of Pride. We're all trans rights matter. Trans lives are human lives, and all that. Yeah, right. Yeah. But fuck them.
I think if you're not investing money, I think if you're not like spending your company's money on helping queer people, then you can't try and get their money for you just because it's June and you put a rainbow on something. I think, oh, hi, Ripley.
If they were promoting it, that would be fine, but they're not. They're promoting themselves.
Yeah, if you were actually helping people, but if you're just trying to sell me like a pair of socks that are a rainbow, Ripley's licking my foot. And
well, she's dead, isn't she?
I was trying to make a very clear point, and now I can't because the kitten is here. Hello. I think
it's like, you know, when
if you're making money for your company from it, fuck you, basically.
You know when you have International Women's Day, and you have all these companies going,
Women's
Day, women, they're a thing. We like women.
Yeah. When you have people doing a panel on like women in science, and it's just men.
It's just men.
There was one recently at a conference. I can't remember what it was, but it was talking about like it was a medical conference of talking about like women's reproduction.
Yeah, gynecology, and it was all men.
It was all middle-aged men.
Yeah.
You're not going to talk to just one woman? You're not going to get one woman.
Anyone? There's bound to be one knocking around somewhere.
Has anyone seen one?
But there's a Twitter account which I don't know how they were doing this, but when the companies were tweeting their support for International Women's Day, they were then following up with this company. It pays the women
their gender pay gap.
Yeah, the gender pay gap of the. It was like, oh, that's fucking beautiful.
It was sweet.
And the amount of times they were deleting the tweets after that. The companies, fuck them.
Yeah. That's like Richard Herring as the Twitter account.
I love Richard Herring.
But someone automated
International Women's Day.
Yeah. It's November 19th.
It's November 19th.
Yeah.
But fuck you, Premier in and you Premier out. Look.
It's like that's not helping anyone. Like you're not. Yeah. I very much don't like
particularly when we really do seem to be going backwards at the moment, particularly in the UK.
Yeah, the atmosphere is unpleasant.
Yeah.
And
there's a vibe.
Yeah.
Particularly for trans people. I'm old enough to remember when all these arguments were said in the 70s and 80s about gay people.
Yeah.
Exactly the same arguments. Yeah. Exactly the same lies.
Because unfortunately it does work as an attack line for a certain demographic of person. It's a bit of a prick.
Yeah, so fuck those companies.
Fuck those.
However, though, can I? Sorry,
it's just the way you said. However, though, I thought you were then going to say something really homophobic.
Yeah, exactly. That was the wrong. That was the wrong connective to both link the previous thing we were talking about and the next thing I was going to say. But can I just also spread some love for Lizzo, please?
You can.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Wasn't that wonderful what she did there? And the way she handled it?
Like, I just think we're all learning.
Yeah.
What I liked as well was, so for people that don't know, she used an ableist term in one of her songs. She was called out for it, and she changed the song. What was also great was the public reaction to it. That everyone went, cool, nice one.
Yeah.
There was no kind of, what you said. Because I always worry about this, that, you know when they pick up on things that people have said like years ago. You know, someone put a video on YouTube 5 years ago where they said something homophobic. That doesn't mean that's what they think now. You've got to allow people to grow
and I think
and
it's
learn.
a tricky thing where it's like, she's like a black woman, so she already is in a position where she's going to get more criticism than other people because she's like at a disadvantage in the privilege stakes. So it's quite a tricky thing then, where it was like, she very much needs to like answer for this thing that she's got wrong, very wrong, but also you don't want people to give her a harder time than they would give like a straight white guy for the same thing. Like, you don't want her to come in for more criticism just because she's a person who is generally more criticized anyway because of the horrible society we live in. So like, so the way she handled it was really good.
So for every arsehole,
there's people who are actually doing the work and listening to people and responding in a way that like,
although at the moment you just feel for every several thousand arseholes, there's one person who can.
I think it's tricky, but also because like there's like this environment online. Like, so for the last week, I've not really been on my phone very much, and I've been like in an environment where it was like.
Because you've been running over mares.
I've been running over the mayor of Penzance. But, do you know, I was like, in the real world, it felt like, oh, I actually don't feel like I'm getting pushback from people about this, and people are using my pronouns right, and like, I'm wearing my little pronoun badge, and everyone's like, oh, that's really cool. And then I got back on Twitter today, and it was like, Posey Parker, transphobia. And it was like, oh, God, yeah, the world's horrible, actually.
It's quite bad.
Twitter's a hellscape anyway.
But it doesn't help being like shown it all day. I think you've got to limit yourself to be like, okay, I understand what's happening in the world, but like being yelled at all day, like my Twitter just yells at me now all day of like, here's all the transphobic things that everybody has said all the time. It's like, it's like hard to see it all because it's horrible, because it's people saying that I don't exist. And I'm right here.
You right there.
Right here. I've got my dungle skog.
Dungle skog.
Because we all went to Woolworths and we all had pick and mix.
Yeah. I put my picture of my dungle skog on Twitter, and I was gonna put, are they friend of Jungle? But I thought it was too obscure a reference.
So how have you just managed to produce a bear from your arse?
Right, so friend of the podcast, our good friend H697, we went to IKEA for a little day out, and they were like, it was like seeing a celebrity in there. I was like, oh, there he is, he's real, he's really here, it's Jungle Skog.
Okay, sorry, what are we talking about here?
It's a giant bear.
Yeah, I know it's a giant bear, but
yeah, but there's a lot of memes about him. He's like, you know, Blahaj the shark.
No.
Yeah, right. Well, you're not on the right side of the internet, Dave.
You're the one that's seen all the transphobia. No, actually, I'm seeing all the transphobia as well.
Yeah.
Blahaj is a blue-grey shark that's about 3 foot long and is very soft and very nice to snuggle sleep with.
He's a very soft pal. And Blahaj is a trans icon.
Rachel's also mentioned the part where you met me.
Yeah, so we walked into it, we were like, oh, tell you what, let's go to IKEA. What a nice day out for a bank holiday. And then we walked in, and there's Rachel and her mum. Like, we've not seen each other for ages, and we happened to be in IKEA at exactly the same moment. It was so funny.
IKEA on a bank holiday.
Yeah.
You say
it wasn't too bad, actually. And it came away with this guy.
I'd have upset
I always like it when I'm in the same room as Rachel, because I can make the joke about there being two-wheelers in the same room.
Hey!
So that's this bear, and you've bought.
And I said, look, it's like seeing a celebrity. Jungle Skog's here, and so Hannah bought him for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Jungle Skog.
Was there a big Jungle Skog reveal? Like, with all your family round, and then like Hannah let off
I just
ribbons
like shouted in the group chat. I was like, Jungle Skog!
Oh. I'm disappointed there wasn't Jungle Skog.
But the best part was because we had to carry it obviously around the rest of IKEA. We fitted him on Hannah's scooter in the little underneath bit, so his face was sticking out. So it was like he was going for a little trip around IKEA. It was great. And then we got down to the market hall bit, like near the end of IKEA, and we bumped into Rachel again, and she went, "Decisions have been made," and held up a Jungle Skog. And we were like, "Decisions have also been made!" It was great.
God's sake.
And now he's my best friend. Look at him.
And what if those Jungle Skogs were made in the same factory on the same day?
It might have been.
Friends, jungle friends.
Oh my God! I've invented next Christmas's John Lewis advert.
Yay!
Jungle Skog.
Which is ironic considering we're in IKEA, but let's overlook that.
Yeah, we're gonna make him a jumper and a hat for Christmas.
You're gonna turn Jungle Skog into a jumper?
No, we're gonna make him a jumper to wear.
Oh, okay.
Because he's so big, it would literally fit like a child's jumper.
H just put make him a jumper. That sounds wrong. That sounds. Can't just turn him into a jumper.
I know what you should do. The jumper should have Michael Rosen on it, because that would be on brand.
Oh. It's really hot.
Oh, okay. So why are you sitting on it?
What? Why is it? Because he's like a nice cushion.
He is very soft. Very,
really
very soft.
The irony, of course, being that IKEA do sell cushions as well.
Yeah, but I mean, do they have a face? No.
Oh, it's like a puppet.
I love him.
There's two more things I've got on the list.
Yeah.
Go for it. We'll see if we can do it quickly.
One is Mike. Prawn toast, Mike.
I went to Cosmo, Dave, and had prawn toast. I had birthday prawn toast. It's very good.
It was for those that don't know, Cosmo's a Pan-Asian restaurant. It's a buffet thing. Eat as much
Cosmo is not just Pan-Asian. Cosmo is a place that does everything, but nothing particularly well.
Okay. I know the exact,
It's sort of like...
everything's good enough, isn't it? Everything's good enough.
Yeah. So you can't really complain, because it's just sort of there. It's like...
John T said that I can have a lot of fun sitting on a bear.
I've got to stand up because my back's gone.
Once I've healed up, I should try.
Who's got the wobbly camera now?
It was.
My camera is so wobbly. Look at that.
Oh, look how still I am.
I went over to Gay Pride the once in Birmingham with John T. It was me, John T, and friend of the show Rob Kemp.
Yay!
What a trio!
All over at Gay Pride in Birmingham.
I'd watch.
And it was the first year that John T's pretty loved that day. It was a wonderful day. It was the first year they'd had tickets for Gay Pride, because whenever I'd gone before, you could just go anywhere. But now they'd they've sealed off the gay village now, haven't they? And like, it's like Glastonbury. There's people trying to like dig under the tunnels to get in so that they can listen to Lady Gaga. But John T was brilliant. He says, I think there's a pub just outside the exclusion zone. Hang on.
You a gay pride or Chernobyl?
Oh, no, yeah.
What?
He says,
The
hang on.
gayness, it's spreading.
He went, I'll go and check Growler. And I was like, what? And it was the first time I'd heard about Growler, which of course was a date, or I assume still is, a dating app for bears. And I was like, this is my, I would be a god on that.
There's an app for everything,
There's an app for everything. Yeah, there was a lovely bit. I love making Jonty laugh. There was a lovely bit where someone came along, all it's all colours and rainbows, and they got their dog dressed up in like the pride flag. And I just nudged Jonty and went, the irony is that dog is really homophobic. Yeah, it was a wonderful, lovely, superb day in those before times. Adam, I think this is a good place to end the show, Adam. The sun's been out.
Fuck it. Right.
As our resident ginger man, sun's been out, Adam.
I've had a lot of rows with Americans this week because they're like, but it's so much warmer over here. I don't give a fuck. You're like, you've got aircon.
It's different. It's different heat.
I've seen a video of a woman who's like from like Florida living in London and was like, it's just so oppressive. Yeah, of course it fucking is. Because we haven't got aircon. Our houses were built for a Victorian winter, and we're all pasty, chubby people, all of us, and we're made for like I'm a ginger. I'm overweight. I am basically designed to live in a cave. You
are a hobbit.
My feet are actually slightly less hairy. Abroad, the warm and the sun is delicious. I could enjoy it all day. Put a factor 50 on me. I will lie down on a beach in the sun. I will turn into a walnut. I love
like it even when I'm abroad.
Beautiful. In the UK, it just weighs down on you like a weighted blanket made of pain. Just not in a good way. Just in I don't want to do anything anymore. My life is horrible. This is the worst. I've had 3 showers today and I'm still sticky. Yeah. The UK is not designed for sun. Sorry, that's not true. England's not designed for sun, or most of it, because Wales works quite nicely. It's close to the coast, so it's all breezy. Scotland, the mute point. They've never seen it, and like I think they saw the sun once, and they tried to jab it with sticks because they didn't know what it was. And then like the coast is, and the UK is like fine, but most of England is in the middle, away from the sea, and is therefore stodgy. That's how I describe it. Stodgy.
It is. It's like
stodgy warm.
Yeah, it's like a thick sponge pudding and custard.
Yeah. Sweet.
I find it unpleasant.
It was quite fun. Our group chat has been quite funny this week with just Adam just cursing the sun.
At one point,
the giver of all life on the planet.
Not all life. No, that's not true. Because there are thermal vents in the sea that have life on it, where there's no light down there.
Yeah, but that's where the creepy things live.
They've got crabs down there, right? Really long-armed yeti crabs live down there.
Things like metal underwater.
They've got those
iron snails.
Those iron snails, yeah, and then they've got those squid with the elbows.
Yeah.
Clip that,
long, big fin squid.
They've got that squid with the elbows.
They've got elbows. They've like got this horrible body that's all like, And then they've got like their arms go out at right angles like that.
I love
and then
you.
the legs hang down.
Hannah Platts, I love the bones of you. Christ knows I do, but can you never make that sound effect ever again?
I promise you that I never will do that again. I hate myself.
Oh, I've got a bit squirmy.
I'm really sorry.
I don't like it.
If you go on YouTube, there's a channel which is the National Oceanographic Organisation in America. So they do all these deep sea explorations, and they do live streams. So they've got all these different cameras on these submersibles, and it's wonderful because they're all being really professional and scientific, and then they'll see something in the camera and they will instantly turn into 6-year-old children.
Just lose their shit.
They'll just lose their shit and get so, and it's beautiful to hear. Just these people who've just dedicated their entire life to this stuff, and it's like, it's a crab, it's a crab.
Yeah. They're like, a shrimp, a shrimp.
And it's beautiful, it's beautiful. But okay, so the giver of the majority of life on this planet, and arguably
can fuck off, yeah.
At one point, I was questioning whether or not I needed skin. I was just like, can I just take it off?
Because I wouldn't in public because no one needs to see it. But I can sit in the house with my shirt off, for instance. I wouldn't do that in public. But Mike, if you did that, is your chair sticky? You know what I mean?
No.
If you've got a leathery type,
it's foam. It's like cushion.
So
I'm not.
Yeah, it's not like shiny, is it? It's like
I'm not on a computer. I'm not on a computer chair.
Yeah.
Technically, Mike, any of your chairs that's in front of a computer is a computer chair.
Fact.
Well, you're right, but also you're an arsehole, Dave. Quite frankly.
Oh, should we end it on that one?
Yeah, that's
This is what happens when Steph's not here.
Yes.
We just can't keep control of what's going on.
Steph is the responsible adult, and I think that's the first time she's ever been told that.
So much about the dynamic
The rest of us. Yeah.
And what was that she said today about the pride flag?
She put a pride flag up for Diversity Week in the school, and her one lesbian student had a little cry because she was so happy that she was represented on the wall, and it was very, very lovely. Yeah. Especially, it makes me feel quite emotional about it, because it was Section 28 when we were young, so you wouldn't have been allowed to do that. And now the fact that you're allowed to put the Progress Pride flag up, because I saw a picture of she put it on Facebook. The fact that you're allowed to do that and talk about it is just even though times are fucking still terrible, just the fact you're allowed to even mention it is so much better than when we were kids. It's it makes me so happy.
And I I watched Pride again this week.
I love that film.
It's I just keep coming back to it.
Where's my lesbians?
Die, your gays have arrived. I just think that is Dave.
I've never.
You need to watch. You need to watch it. It's about the miners' strike, when the lesbians and gays with the miners, when the strikes and stuff. You'd love it. Andrew Scott's in it, and he's not Irish.
Basically,
as a dirty trade unionist, it sounds like I would love that film.
You would love it.
Everyone is in it.
The whole film is basically "fuck you, Thatcher" and everything you stand for.
Sounds fun.
Johnson's just put in capital letters. It's got a trade union in it.
It's about a trade union.
You know me so well, Jonty.
There's a scene between Imelda Staunton and Bill Nighy. That is just.
Yeah.
And Rachel said she did a Zoom reading of it, and she played the van.
The van?
I mean, I don't know what that play looks like, but I want to see it.
And you know what? We're not even gonna explain it.
With the slight.
I think that's wonderful.
Rachel, I'm messaging you after this. I need context.
Mike needs more context.
We're gonna have a discussion.
Wait. Everyone watch Pride, and that's a nice place to end.
We'll do a raid. We will raid.
Who are we going to raid, Dave?
Cypher of Tyr, who they're a wonderful streamer, and you know, happy Pride in the description. So that's
yay!
Cypher of Tyr. So thank you everyone for joining us. That was
thanks, chat. You've been lovely.
Yeah, you've been great. So
lots of love.
Say hello to Cypher of Tyr for us, and we'll be back next week. Say bye, everyone.
Bye. We love you.
I'm proud of you all.
Keep waving while the raid happens.
No. The target channel only allows in-network raids, so I think that means we can't raid them.
Oh no! Still waving.
Still waving. So we'll just end it and just go over there and say we want
raid the There must be. Let's see who else is on quickly.
Goodbye.
Adorable underscore kittens.
Goodbye. And now it's time to go.
Raidu, Adam.
Adorable underscore kittens.
I can't hear what you're saying. Say that again.
Adorable underscore kittens.
We've raided them before.
Underscore.
It's just some kittens.
There we go. The raid has been created.
Bye. Have fun with the kittens.
Say hello to the cats. Ask them to follow us.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're out.
Bye.
And we're out.
The kittens
are asleep.